Well, I've come to Keighley in Yorkshire, and this is the Utley cemetery. There are 2 or possibly 3 cemeteries in Keighley. Let's have a look around this one. I've not been here before. Already we're seeing some sizable memorials. Busy road up on my left. You've probably got quite a lot of traffic noise in the background. Of course, when the cemetery was opened, it had just been a track with horse traffic. Right, quite a lot to see here. 2 rows there, 3 rows there, right back against that high wall which holds the road up. And they're a good size of memorial. Let's pick a couple that we can read. This pointed one ahead of me, an elaborate sort of cross on the top. I'm reading the name Harriet, the wife of John Tattersall of Water Lane. And round this side we've got Edwin, son of John and Martha Tattersall, 1866. And around these branches, one to John Sunderland, who died in 1891. His wife, their son Charlie, aged 4 years. Arthur, who looks as though he was 21. And then Harry, their son, 40-something. And then there's remembrance of Wright Sunderland. This one's a low-level one. Mary S. Henderson, daughter of David and Elizabeth Horn of Keighley. And we've got them over the back there. That one there, Joe, the beloved son of somebody and Rose Driver of Keighley, who departed in the 4th year of his age. And a few more family members beneath. Let's carry on down this first path I've come to. You can see the memorials running all the way down the side here. A low-level one here, but the brambles have got it, although I can see the name William on the end. They've cleared the grass here. Let's go and have a look at a couple of these. Naomi, the beloved wife of William Town of Keighley, who died in December in the 32nd year of her age. One to Lapish of Keighley. We've got some blue and reddy brown pillars each side of this one. Kind of makes it stand out a little bit. Hannah, the wife of James Harrison of Keighley, who died in her 61st year, and he died in his 70th year. And then we've got various other members of the family below. Unusual to see those red and blue columns. Now the path swings both to the left and then down to the right. You see there's some big ones down there. I'm going to keep on the same path at the moment. Very elaborate. There's a lady with a child resting against her. And down here, Christiana, wife of William Butterfield of Keighley, and a lot of other names underneath. On the right hand side, more very large ones, and you can see behind that the Chapel of Rest, possibly one of 2. I'll turn right round. Interesting memorial over there. Let's just go and have a look at it. In this alcove is a picture of a person in prayer. Around here we've got Martha, daughter of John and Martha Hartley, who died in the 47th year of her age. And no doubt there's other names on the other sides. I followed the path round and I've come to another entrance, possibly the main entrance. More nice sized memorials on my left, Victorian era. And then as I come down here, some huge ones. That one over there on the left is almost a chapel in its own right. But if I pan right, you'll see other very large ones, huge constructions. Well, let's have a look at this one that looks very much like a chapel. Coat of arms above the door, very elaborate coat of arms, but the door seems to have given way and gone, and someone's just boarded it up with a bit of builder's ply. I'm seeing around the top Butterfield family, and I've gone down a level. You can see many elaborate tombs. Up there, that's the one we just seen, the Butterfield one. That's the other side, where it's actually got a broken window as well. I only assume the Butterfields no longer exist as a family, or at least don't have enough money to put that tomb right. Traffic noise in the background. This is what you would expect from a town that was wealthy during the Victorian era. Textile town, spinning and weaving wool, shipping it all over the world. Let's go up here and have a look. Now that's the tall one we saw with a very long column, and down at this level it's got a pair of doors, but I'm not getting a name from that. There's one up there. Patch of weeds for some reason. Another very solid piece of stone there. And in fact, there is a door in down lower, but it has been filled in with this brick section, which will lift out. And then this very tall one, again a mausoleum really, with the big door on the front. And I guess the name is up on the top level. Quite an elaborate door with all the studs. Then as I move along, looking back up, that's the Chapel of Rest. Over there we've got George Allen Gill in a sort of orangey brown. One lost in the trees there with creeper. We're coming round, and just so many of the good and great from the Victorian period making their fortunes here in Keighley. And then as I move around amongst all these grand memorials, just over here, tucked on the side, is a war grave. And this is Lieutenant G.F. Willard, the Royal Air Force, 1918. Well, the Royal Air Force was created in 1918. Up until March it was the Royal Flying Corps, so he was one of the early pilots. One next to it, I've got the name while we're close here, Eugenie May Jackson Smith. And that noise in the background is a train passing by on the railway line beneath us. A pointed one right up into the top of the trees there. And the name is Alice, the wife of William Sellers, 1884 possibly, 1901. Well, this one's got taken over by brambles and a holly bush. Table tomb. Table tombs in most graveyards are quite impressive, but here, alongside these large memorials, it's almost insignificant. Look at that one behind. Let's try and make our way up to that inscription. The name here is Joseph Craven, who died 1867. Across here there's this pink marble, again very tall. Also John Harold Wright. And moving around to the front, oh, that's difficult to read on the bottom there. Now this very fancy one here, again very, very tall, very elaborate. I'm seeing the name as Cravens, Hester Wilson, Spencer Craven, John Henry Craven. I guess a little digging around would tell you where they got their money from the textile industry, or almost certainly. Then back across the path again. Just following this path. Very peaceful. I think I've seen just 2 other people while I've been here. Oh my, there's a lot of memorials around here. They're running right up the hillside. Not quite as big as the ones we've seen, but there's still some sizable pieces of stone. And they're on the right hand side, right down there. And if I show you over there, right in the depths of the woods there, more stones, a couple there fallen over in the grass. Presumably a child's grave with this one, with a little person on top. Dorcas, the beloved wife of John Hay, and Alice, also of Alice. Well, it doesn't say it is a child, but there's a little child on the top there. There appears to be a footpath over a bridge here. We'll follow this and see where it takes us. Well, it goes back up over the railway line. We get a view across to the left of another section of the graveyard. Not so impressive, not so well kept. Well, I've headed down a wooded track. You can see down here, hidden in the shade, in the gloom, are more stones. You'd need a bright light or a torch to be able to read those. That's a very large piece of stone. Moses Thompson, Benjamin Horsfall, very quiet and dark and mysterious. In and out from the trees into an area that has been cared for with the grass cut, and then right up the top there you can see where we came in with those very large memorials. Just pick this one out as we go past. This is Sarah, the wife of the late Joseph Holt of Strong Close, Keighley, and other members of the family beneath. Well, clearly this area, a lot of the stones have been removed. One imagines this has been completely covered with stones, rows of them at one time. But it looks as if the ground's a bit soft. Those that are left have certainly got some tilt on them. Let's carry on along this path. Well, look, some flowers here, tucked in. It's a fill-in grave amongst the old ones. 2015, 2014, Anderton. And then we've got this huge laurel bush, and who's to know what's inside there. Some stones lying here amongst the grass. Now through the trees there's a good solid memorial. Just see that, I think. I'm not going to fight my way in there. Well, it's certainly a good cemetery to come to. There are a lot of the old graves, a lot of magnificent memorials. Rather too much clearance done here. But I'll head back up to where there's more stones. It's quite a steep rise we're going up now. The camera probably doesn't show it fully. On the ground here, there's stones fallen in the left lying. One there, hidden by the tree. And we're up here. This is Grace, the beloved wife of Paul Hay Hartley, 1914. John William, son of John and Mary Greenwood, died in his 15th year. Again, going into a dark area. Oh, I see a war grave just over here. Let's just pick that out. This is Sergeant T. Shackleton, Duke of Wellington's Regiment, 19 aged 30. And the family have added, worthy of everlasting love. Well, there's a lot to see here in Utley. Get a chance to come to Keighley and make your way out to Utley Cemetery. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the moment. I hope you've enjoyed a brief introduction to the graveyard. So, until the next time.